Look Outreach is underwritten by the generous support of Munter Enterprises. Family owned and operated since 1972, integrity is important, as our family name is on every project. Our word is our bond. Munter Enterprises. Just build it.
Back up.
Welcome back, everyone. I don't know if any of you have noticed, but parking sometimes in Saratoga can be a problem. Have you ever witnessed that ever?
No, never.
I thought I'd start this interview off on a good foot.
Parking a problem?
Parking
an
a
issue?
problem in Saratoga kind of got heightened, not intentionally. As you may know, in recent weeks, an RFP came out of City Hall, which really the intent of the RFP was to say, hey, we'd like to know more about some of the solutions to parking issues. And the RFP, of course, went out and everybody assumed that it was just the city was now going to support paid parking. Off go the sirens, the fireworks go off, meters all over Broadway, and all that stuff. So we called Michele Madigan, who is the Commissioner of Finance, as you probably well know, to come in and just talk to us a bit about that RFP that went out. But more importantly, what is the prevailing thought in those four walls over there about paid parking?
I would say the prevailing thought is that we do not want to see meters up and down Broadway or on our city streets. So we are not looking at that type of paid parking in our downtown. That is the prevailing thought.
A bad example of this, I think, is Lake George. Lake George Village has meters all over Canada Street. On the side streets, they have them everywhere. And it does lend, it depends. You need to park. And if paid parking is part of the solution, then you have to address it. But meters are not the only solution, right?
No, they are absolutely not. There's all sorts of cool stuff out there today.
Yeah, you used a phrase to me, which I actually wrote down, smart parking technology solutions.
That's it.
So talk about it.
So that's what we're looking for really in this RFP. Last week was kind of interesting because unfortunately the RFP went out with a header that said paid parking management technology solutions. And that's not exactly what we're looking for. Now, is the notion of paid parking for certain types of parking completely off the table? No, we want to look at our parking garages. As you know, we had the city center parking garage. That's been in the works for about 5 years, and that is a planned paid parking initiative. So when we talk about paid parking, we tend to talk about those types of initiatives, not up and down Broadway or 1 or 2 blocks east of, or west of Broadway. There are a lot of interesting solutions out there that we should be able to tell people there's 4 open spots in this parking garage so that you don't have to go all the way to the top of a parking garage, be in a long line of other cars, and find out there are no parking spots in this parking garage, and turn around and wait in that same long line to zigzag your way out of the parking garage. The goal is to use technology solutions to allow people who want to come here into our city to get here, to come in, get on the right streets, find the parking garages, find the open parking, park comfortably, and then maybe not get out of your car again until you're ready to leave.
Right, and provide people with options then. They may want to go on the Greenbelt Trail. They may want to rent a bicycle, ride around. They may want to jump on a shuttle and head over to SPAC or whatever. But kind of really that smart solution is once you're here and you're settled, you don't have to move. We'll help you get around. We'll help you be mobile. I had mentioned to Michele that I forget what seaside town I was on. I think it was on Long Island. And they had kiosks. And it was a very interesting solution because the kiosk was a place where you went. Of course, you put money in, you get a ticket, and you put it in your on your dashboard there. And it is paid parking. But I did also notice that it was an opportunity for me to learn more about where I was.
Exactly. Those are exactly the types of solutions we're talking about. We would have potentially kiosks. I have a grander vision. I have this vision of maybe back where we were planning the city center parking garage, turning that into a small visitor center area with these kiosks. The Greenbelt Trail is going to go right by there. We could work with CD, Capital District Transportation Council, to set up bike shares there, make it a multimodal transportation hub. You park your car. You would pay to park at a parking garage like that, but you could leave there all day. You could leave it there overnight. You know, and then have a kiosk that says, here's the Greenbelt Trail. Here's where our complete streets are. If you want to rent a bike or a Segway, I don't know, and here's how to get over to our race course. Here's how to get over to the Performing Arts Center for the evening, for the ballet, whatever it is that you might be interested in. Here are our restaurants in our downtown. Get people in, get them parked, and then get them out and about enjoying the community.
Well, you know what you're doing is you actually have an opportunity then to market to those people. I've seen kiosks would actually print a coupon for a discount at a restaurant as well. So you're just promoting, telling someone, yes, you have to pay for the parking, but by the way, here's a little bit of a give back, or here's more information. But far from the every 2 feet another little black robot standing there, waiting for quarters.
Yeah, we don't want that. But we do also realize we need to take a look at the streets. The streets,
sure.
I've heard people say it looks like cars take up 2 spots. I noticed right across the street from you, there's a very large taxi stand. So no one can use that valuable real estate to park. And I'm not saying that we don't need that at certain times of the year, but I don't think I've ever seen a taxi there other than the month of August. So let's evaluate how we are using the space on our Broadway right now. Let's work with the traffic department at Public Safety, and let's work with a parking management solutions company to give us the full package, whether it's an application, how we're using our streets, logistics, how we move people around. This is really not about paid parking. It's about parking management solutions.
Well, hence back to the original intent of that RFP,
Smart parking.
which was not to promote paid parking and meters on Broadway, but really just to say what solutions are out there, which ones should we be aware of, and which ones might be most applicable for our situation right here in downtown Saratoga. Well, thank you very much for taking the time to come in and straighten it out. It was a little confusing, but you want to know something, Michelle? It just opened up the opportunity for people to talk about it, and that's what you really want anyway, right?
I agree, and thank you for this opportunity.
Oh, you're welcome. Great to see you, Michelle.
Good to see you.
To see this interview again, you can head to our website, looktvonline.com.